Is there anyone on this roster that you can see even graduating into a facsimile of like that second option that Luka needs? And I think I would narrow it down, and just so we can actually talk about these players, it feels like it would be Jalen Brunson or Tim Hardaway Jr. is the closest they would come, and just that's it. Or do you see anyone else on this roster that would potentially be an option there?
You talking about just like from an overall scoring
Like, we
or
know
like
Tim
just
Hardaway Jr.
secondary
can make
star?
shots. We know Jalen Brunson can put like real pressure on the rim, but you need someone else on this team, in my opinion, to hit off the dribble jumpers. And Jason Kidd can talk about Kristaps pulling up from mid range
Yeah.
all he wants. I don't want to see it. And until it starts happening
Yeah.
and those jumpers start falling, I'm probably going to think that Brunson or Hardaway Jr. is still their second best chance at having what I would call a legitimate number two option, someone who's not so dependent on Luka to have their offense generated.
Yeah. I think at this point, and Tim Hardaway Jr., he's made strides since he came over from New York in that KP trade a couple years ago. But
You mean the Tim Hardaway Jr. trade?
the Tim
Right?
Hardaway Jr. trade is what it turned out to be. Yeah. So I mean, he's been great. He was just like a volume 3-point chucker at one point, but now he's taking smarter 3-point shots. He's worked with God Shamgod on his dribbling and everything. So he's become better in that department. It's not something that he's going to do regularly, but he's capable of, driving past people and getting to the rim. And he had some thunderous dunks last year, and that's always fun when he breaks one of those out. But I think if I had to pick one, I would go with Jalen Brunson just because of his age. He's a good bit younger than Hardaway Jr. He's gotten, if you look at his stats since his rookie year, he's gotten better every single season. So there's no reason for me to believe that he won't get better again this season. And he almost had 50, 40, 90 efficiency last year. So he was really efficient. There were times, especially in that Clippers series, where he would take on a guy like Paul George and he's like a bowling ball. He just like kind of throw him off of him and get to the rim and hit a contested layup or something like that. So I think if I had to pick between the two, I feel more confident saying that, Jalen Brunson could eventually, grow into that role, but I still would like to see the Mavs address that by either a trade or a Goran Dragic buyout, something like that. I would like to see them add to that a little bit, even if it's not, adding an actual star.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you just based off also how Jalen Brunson played last year. His playoff performance worried me a little bit, but it's such a small sample that you can't, I guess, read too much into it. I would agree with you. They need to figure out a way to get someone else in there. I would be shocked if Goran Dragic gets bought out this season. I think the Raptors would have to be just terrible, or maybe he's so bad that they buy him out. But that does feel like a very much middle of the season